Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, my name's Callum. I'm here with Ewan, as always.
Hello.
And we're in the same room, so it must be E3.
It must be E3 time. I was going to say welcome to day 0, but
No, this is day like -3 or something.
This is a Saturday, which is the first time this has happened. So this is day -1, maybe, of -2.
When
No, because it used to be, because Monday was day 0 when the original press conference
when
used
the
to
big
be.
day of press conferences would happen.
And then Bethesda came out and was like, we're going to go Sunday, and that was day -1. So this is Saturday, so it's day -2 of E3.
No, this would be -3.
-3.
Yeah.
Whatever.
E3's screwed this year.
Yeah, and it started, and we're a day earlier than we normally are,
Yeah.
and it's messed up our entire schedule and our normal plans.
Like
and
we
all
had
of
a
this.
schedule before today.
No, but like our normal E3
Oh, right. That's true.
things. But we've leveled up. We've got 2 microphones.
Yeah.
Got a studio of some description.
We're in new surroundings.
Yeah. But let's start with EA.
EA decided to go on Saturday.
EA Play
at E3 2017.
Welcome to the Creators Cave.
Right. For those at home, we're going to start a drinking game right now wherever... What were we saying? Influencers?
We said influencers, community...
Yeah.
Or do we can't put creators in, because creators are like
No,
actual
that could
devs.
be anybody. Is it content?
Content.
Yeah.
But if any time any of those words are mentioned,
You take a drink.
take a drink.
Because, boy, how did the EA really like their influencers.
Yeah, so we were talking about this before, or as the conference was going on, where the reason why they're doing a Saturday show, because we're not entirely sure why they said, screw the normal thing, we'll do our show on Saturday, rather than when they would normally put it. They've done it because they can treat it not like a press conference anymore.
No, they can do whatever they want.
This is a straight to consumer.
Yes, this is EA messaging to you, the viewer, and saying, here's what we have to offer. We think you'll like this.
Hey, do you want to see some Battlefront for 45
minutes? Yeah.
So we'll run through kind of how it went. From top, opened with Madden, which is the thing.
Had a American football drumline.
Yeah, but like the first time they've started with sports.
Yeah,
which is
they normally ease you into sports because they realize it takes up like half an hour.
Yeah, exactly,
and no one cares. So.
Yeah. So they opened up with some Madden long shot. It has a subtitle this year.
They took the journey story mode from FIFA, and you're doing it again for American football.
And because it was FIFA last year. And then
the Spike Lee thing was kind of different,
but no, but they did the same thing. Like it's
did they?
Well, it's the NBA one was the first time.
Oh, they did.
Story
Yeah.
mode.
Oh, they did.
And then so because they did the Spike Lee one with basketball.
Yes.
And then the next year they were like, oh, that worked theoretically.
That's great.
Let's do it with football and Alex Hunter, most tweeted about fake footballer that ever existed.
But they compiled a bunch of fake data and said that he got like 30 million goals in an opening season, but based on the number of players.
Yeah,
or something.
like just nuts. But anyway, so we're getting ahead.
American football.
American football looks like it's got a story this time.
Yes, it looks like exactly the same story as that FIFA one of like, oh, you worked your way up and you've got your mate and all
the sports story, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't actually talk about Madden that much.
No,
like
which is good.
Yeah, which is fine for
us. Hey
us.
guys, it's a Madden game.
Yeah. Battlefield 1 is getting a bunch of content.
Yeah.
Specifically, night maps are coming one a month for the next couple of months.
2 night maps and then a big expansion.
And then a big expansion called In the Name of the Tsar.
Yeah.
Which is obviously Russian.
Russia.
The Russian front of World War One, featuring the
Hussars and the female brigade.
The first female brigade or whatever they're called. Night
Witches.
Night Witches. Is that what we're called? Yeah,
whatever.
Night Witches, something like that. But yeah, so that's their big DLC thing.
Which is cool.
They didn't actually say if it had any. Did Battlefield 1 have a story?
Yeah.
Did they say if this was going to have any story? I don't think they actually said anything about that.
They might have, and we just didn't hear it. But like the trailer made it sound like there would be something. I don't know.
Yeah, they were very unclear about what's actually in the DLC pack.
Yeah,
but
there were the Hussars riding the horses and spearing people.
And then after that, they talked about the Fuck Championship. Now,
they
didn't.
They accidentally talked about the Fuck Championship.
So they talked the FUT,
the Foot Championship,
the FIFA Unlimited Team.
Yes, Championship.
The Foot Championship.
The Foot Championship.
It's unfortunate that man of Scandinavian origin of some description continually pronounced it Fook
The
Championship.
Fook Championships.
And
Which sounds
he
way
said
better.
it 4 times and never really. We still didn't quite get what
We
he was
constantly
saying.
heard it as Fook
The
Champion.
Fook Championship. But yeah, they did a whole bunch of like esports basically, and like how FIFA is. They did FIFA, they did Madden.
Yeah, they talked about how it's like they're doing their online league things where you have champions and live events. It's esports basically.
Yeah, but they had the other live finals with that dude from #United.
#United.
And they're really playing up the kind of like sports coverage drama of this stuff. Like it felt like an ESPN block of like the dude who obviously lost and threw his controller down and didn't even shake the dude's hand and walked away.
Bad sportsmanship and
like, I mean, if that's the angle you're going for, like trying to replicate real sports. I don't know why I quoted that. They are real sports. Like trying to replicate real sports coverage of this. Like it should be a. If you excuse the pun, it should be a home run, right? Where you're talking about coverage of digital versions of actual sports, things that are watched by hundreds of thousands, millions, hundreds of millions of people.
I don't actually know how much the viewership they online.
No, I'm talking of sports.
Oh, sports in general, right?
Like,
okay, yeah.
All you're doing is you're taking they've been going for years and years to try and replicate you watching sports, whatever your sport is.
Yeah.
Watching that sport as it is. So then you take that and translate it into just make it look the same but be digital.
Yeah.
You've got a winning thing there that's easy to... Because the complaint
but
about...
it's also got the added benefit of, like, the thing that a lot of people like in esports, which is, like, personality. Which is, like...
Oh, sorry, I'm getting updates from off screen. What was that? Sorry. The Battalion of Death. That was the name of that, the female battalion, the Russian female battalion.
But they were more... they were doing the right thing for esports, or what some people care about esports, which was, like, focusing on the player... And trying to make like a personality of the player, which is what a lot of people try and do in esports and all that sort of stuff.
But like, it should be easier to do what they're doing, right? Like, it should be bigger.
Yeah.
Because you're taking... It looks like football, right? And then you've got football with controlled by one dude.
Yeah, the added benefit of this other guy.
Yeah, but it doesn't... Like... I mean, I don't watch normal football, so would I watch digital football? Probably not.
I don't know. Yeah,
it's a weird one, but they're going full on.
They're going for it again
because they were behind the big. Do you remember the Xbox thing last year? What did they call it? Their online league. System
yes, yeah.
That you could see EA just frothing at the mouth to get part of.
Oh, it's championships.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but the FUT championships,
the FUT championships.
And then they did a bunch of FIFA 18, which is interesting because they've discovered that they should put story content into their sports games, and this is the first one that's a direct sequel.
It's now, it's the continuing stories of Alex Hunter's journey.
Yeah.
And it had now massively popular somehow.
And multiple times during that little block, they talked about the game being fueled by the data of Ronaldo.
Oh, it's
like
the best. They showed the mocap images of Ronaldo doing his thing, but saying it's
which
fueled,
they do every year, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not.
But saying it's fueled like by Ronaldo makes it sound like he's sweating into a bucket, and they're like using that to power the machines.
They collect up, and then that's what they press the discs with. It's just Ronaldo sweat. Like,
or it's the thing we were saying where it's like Matrix things in his head, because he knows football so well that he can.
So they just plug in and download football from Ronaldo.
all football from Ronaldo, and then you just throw it on a disc.
Yeah,
that's FIFA 18.
That's how it works. It looks like FIFA.
It's
like
a FIFA
this
game.
Is the problem with us covering EA is that none of us play those sports things.
Doesn't matter to us.
Looks like FIFA with a story with a continuing story.
The continuing story mode might be interesting because the journey story mode, while really hammy and like exactly what you'd expect from that sort of story, was well done.
Oh yeah,
like,
I mean it had high production values. They at least went for it.
They didn't do anything too crazy with it. They hit the beats you expected them to hit, but it was well done.
Sure.
So having a direct sequel to that where Alex Hunter now has personal dramas and all that sort of stuff might be interesting.
Totally. And then Need for Speed Payback.
Yeah, Need for Speed Fast and Furious.
Need for Speed : Fast and Furious. Yeah. You remember this movie, right?
Like, you know how these make millions and millions of dollars every time they put one out,
But yeah, like like my note for that thing was they're making Fast and Furious.
Yeah, so they've decided to again make it a bit more story driven.
Yes,
you focus on 3 people.
It looked like there were 3 people,
and you'd like jump between perspectives. So the scenario they stole, they show. I say stole, they did steal it, but it was they had a big 16-wheeler with a Koenigsegg in the back of it that they had to go steal.
Yes.
So you played as the guy. I don't know the names of any of them, but you played as the guy who would go and ram all the enforcers out the way.
Yes.
Get close to the thing. The girl would jump onto the truck, get inside the truck, go inside the Koenigsegg, jump out in a really dramatic fashion, and then you'd flip to being the girl.
And it would flick, like, so you get multiple perspectives per mission.
Yeah, so you jump between these people, which could be really interesting.
Totally, like, visually, and you can tell it's Criterion, like, it looked so
Those
much
crashes look great.
and it's Burnout, like, through and through for a lot of that stuff. But, like, the thing that I didn't get was, obviously, like, you're tailing this truck, and it was very unclear what the actual, I mean, obviously it was clear what the objective was.
I was going to say, the objective was get the truck.
Yeah, like, what you're actually doing, like, it wasn't like tight, packed streets. It wasn't like a
really just busy, wide open, like,
big,
highway.
wide open. Like, there was like 7 other cars on the road. Like, is that fun to do? Like, I don't play a lot of driving games, but maybe.
It might be interesting if they do the correct thing with a story like that and ramp into it until it gets ridiculous at the end.
Oh, it needs to go full on.
It needs to go full Fast and Furious and be like you're fighting tanks on a highway at the end of the game. Like, that would be great. They probably won't do that, but that would be an interesting thing to do.
We'll need to see.
But it could be cool.
It could totally
be interesting.
Need for Speed's never something that's particularly interested me, but the way they present those things is always kind of like, okay, yeah, sure. Sick. Like, they at least try stuff.
That Most Wanted game was pretty good.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
And then the FMV filled one from last time.
Yeah, that was pretty
which
good.
was great for the wrong reasons.
Was it? Yeah, it was great for the wrong reasons. Yeah.
So then we got probably, I want to say the highlight, because the actual highlight we didn't get much of, but Way Out.
Well, yeah.
Way Out, which is a new game from the developers of Brothers, which was a game that we both very much liked.
Brothers is a great game.
And there's obviously the DNA of Brothers is in there, right? Where
it's two people.
They are pushing for, like, they are framing this whole game around the idea that you're playing on a couch with someone. They pushed the split screen as the way to play this game.
Yeah. The guy, Joseph, whatever his name is, I can't remember his last name.
So we should probably
stood on stage and said, we're making a co-op experience. You can play it online, but if you want to get the real deal, you set on a couch and play
the way the game kind of works, that makes sense, right? Because so it's a prison escape game.
Yeah, it's you play as Vincent and somebody else.
I didn't write names down.
But there's 2 characters, one guy already in prison, one guy just arrived, and they both try and escape.
And they try and escape. But the way they're doing it is, it almost had like a kind of, I mentioned it while we were watching it, like the very kind of David Cage look to it, where if you're playing split screen, one of your guys is actually actively being controlled, and the other guy's getting like cinematic shots of that kind of stuff for part of it. So that's the point where it makes sense that they're split screen. Yeah. Because you want to be able to see both sides of that, even though you're not.
So you know what's going on.
But it does seem that there's a lot of stuff in there which was also like active stuff is actively happening to both characters at once,
and like different things, like they're in different environments and like
they can be completely different sections of
like, you can see where this would work, where it's like one guy, I don't know, steals something that you would need and puts it in a place for then the other person to get later on in the scene or whatever. Would be,
and there's a lot of like same scene, like there was a bit where they said like, okay, and they were also pointing out the like multiple ways to solve a puzzle thing. But they were taught there was a scene where there was like, we need to get past this gate, so like we could sneak in the laundry carts, or you could start a fight and I'll point the guy over there and then we'll take out the guard, or that kind of stuff. There's that kind of the interaction between the two of them. Yeah, it did feel kind of, it felt kind of David Cage. There's maybe a little bit of Telltale in there, but with a healthy dose of like an Uncharted. Yeah, with a lot of kind of Hollywood action style. Yeah,
it got to points where like they showed that like they obviously get out of prison. Yeah,
but there's whole
parts after that where it's like going to meet their family and like big action scenes and stuff. Well, and it's really interesting.
Totally, and it comes from the Brothers guys, so there's going to be.
That guy on stage, Joseph, was really into it.
Totally, like except for the person who presented Battlefield, like he was the best person on that stage.
He was legit. He seemed legitimately excited and legitimately happy to be making this game.
And completely comfortable on camera.
Yeah, just talked. It was actually really refreshing, instead of like the whole like stilted, stiff suits read off a teleprompter. This guy just came out and go, "Look, my game's awesome. Here's why
it's awesome.
Look, I'm not being cocky. This game's going to be great, honestly." And it was great. It was really refreshing to see this guy just be really happy about his game.
No date on that, which is interesting.
No.
Or not even a year. Like, they didn't even say it was this year particularly. But
looks really cool.
Yeah, A Way Out, something to watch. Then they did a weird bit which I didn't get, where they talked about the Seed division, the search for extraordinarily extraordinary experience division.
Yeah, they went through their different new divisions of EA, and they said that they've created this new R&D.
So it was very, very unclear why they were talking about this, and at the end they were like, "Oh, we got Frostbite working real good on Scorpio." Was actually the point they were trying to make. Is like, we understand they haven't talked about Scorpio yet. That's tomorrow. Yeah. But you're going to say like, no, our stuff's going to be real good. Frostbite works great on this thing.
So that must just be a team that's devoted to like, here's this new bit of technology, make sure it works.
It's their R&D team, right? They're the seed people. They've been playing with VR for years. They're trying different
dev kits.
They're trying different technologies. That's their job, which is cool, and is the thing that EA feels like it's been missing for a while. Is like a bunch of moonshot style guys who are just like, let's just try this thing and see what we can do with this, rather than like, let's fund other people to do that with weird side projects. Like, let's take that in-house,
make an in-house R&D division and try.
Here's the entire Frostbite source code, what can you do with it, that kind of stuff. It's cool. And then Anthem, holy shit,
it was 8 seconds.
But I don't care, it was the best 8 seconds of that press conference as far as I'm concerned.
They then talked about how it's not all just about like development, like new IP is the way to like make a new stamp.
The only bit of new IP on that entire stage, apart from Way Out. And
it's a new IP by BioWare of all people. And all they showed was some wide shots of terrain being screwed up by like lightning storms and wind and stuff. And a mech suit. And then it's called Anthem.
And like there's like Space Destiny looking dudes.
But that was part of them. That was the mech.
And there was a kind of like Blade Runner-esque city thing that they showed for a little bit.
So like, is a BioWare mech game, which could be cool. They said we'll find out more tomorrow. So so
their big thing was like the Microsoft press conference is going to have a bunch of stuff in this.
They made sure to say, hey, Scorpio's going to be okay, and like, don't worry about it. They'll talk about this later and all that sort of thing.
Oh yeah. So I assume this is the thing that Casey Hudson was working on.
You would assume so.
That they talked about 2 years ago.
Fact.
Well, Casey Hudson's not there anymore, so it's the thing he was working on, and it was the thing they were saying like, no, this is totally new IP. Like we're getting back to old BioWare. Anthem's a real good name. I like it.
If it's going back to old BioWare, that'd be pretty cool.
Like more traditional BioWare, like
Mass Effect 2 BioWare.
The other point is like obviously like, this is going to be, if this is
Baldur's Gate BioWare, that'd be great.
Space Baldur's Gate. Obviously, if this is going to be a big part of the Microsoft press conference, they've obviously been working on this for a while. But I wonder if there's a bigger push after, oh shit, we messed up Mass Effect. Like we need a
new
sci-fi thing. RPG in there.
We burned that bridge.
Like maybe that was
maybe
that was why they were comfortable,
because they did not talk about Mass Effect.
No, maybe that's why they're comfortable putting Mass Effect on ice as well. Is like, actually we've got another thing. It's fine. Like we'll come back to that.
Come back to Mass Effect.
But I really want to see the Microsoft conference. To see what that thing is.
I'll be interested to see if they show anything more. Well, they will, but.
Real weird section on NBA Live, like they went outside to their outside conference, like EA Play, their public access. They're not public access. They're a bit accessible to the public. To say this guy's going to show off NBA Live, and then they recorded off a screen.
They recorded a guy doing a dunk.
It wasn't even a dunk. It was like a dribble,
whatever it was, and they fast forwarded it back and forward. And he was like, And then
he has to move the left stick here because it's coming on his right, so he has to duck around him. And he missed that, and and it's all happening in slow motion, and it was done in about a minute and a half. You're like that,
and then he was like, "Okay, back to you."
And then that's
all you got from NBA.
And then they talked about the one, which I'm still not entirely sure what it was, but it seems like
pretty sure that's like the single player like career thing where it's like you control a character and stuff.
But you're gonna have the same character that plays in like the NBA and in the streets and the streets.
You can totally do that.
Yeah, I know. And they looked like loot for a second there. Like they had
you had like Air Jordans, some
that you sweet Nikes that they had at one point, which
Air
is
90s,
kind of cool. And then they just went full on like he didn't even hide it. He just kept what's the dude's name? EA CEO
Max? No, I don't know.
No, whatever. British dude that looks like the Mirror's Edge bad guy.
Yes.
Came out and was like, we know what you're here for. Here's 30 minutes of Battlefront 2. And they just went
for 30 minutes. Like it was, they showed the trailer. They brought out the women playing the main character in the single player thing.
Yes, that was a really good.
That
move.
Was awesome.
Like
it was really good.
the actor they have playing I wrote it down. Iden Verso,
Iden
who's the main
Verso.
character in the story mode. The actor who's playing her came out, did their entire or a big chunk of their Battlefield,
talking about how it's got more things and it's got a single player game.
Hey, you want story? Here's story. Boom! There you go.
Third world content. Whatever that means.
And they are hyping this story up.
Yeah,
possibly too much. Like, I'm super excited for what it could be.
Could be based on the play stat it sits in the Star Wars universe. Totally. It could be a really cool story to tell. Yeah.
But we'll need to actually see what it does.
Yeah.
But it looks real nice. Like, from a visual perspective,
it looks very nice.
Looks real nice. And then they did what I believe was the point of why they're not doing the normal press conference thing.
They let influencers play it for about 45 minutes.
We'll get back to the influencers, but they set up a live game there, and they were jumping. They had a shoutcaster.
Shoutcaster. Yep.
They're commentating the whole thing, and droids, and it was the Naboo separatists clone trooper fight, and it looks like a Battlefield game. It looks nice.
Looks like a Battlefront game.
Battlefront, both.
Yeah, it looks like a Battlefield game as well.
But yeah, it looks nice, and it's definitely one of those games. It's just one I'm not particularly interested in those kind of things, but the fact it was Star Wars was
but you would be interested in seeing the story though.
So for sure, it's what I do with Call of Duty, right? I want to see what they do with the
single player is this year,
especially since the last batch have been sci-fi. This is a Star Wars story, in a shooter.
Yep,
totally.
Could be really interesting.
I really want to see that. We need. And then it talks about they're doing a bunch of free content. There's a Last Jedi pack coming that's going to be free.
Yeah, they said that the DLC is free and it's going to be themed.
And they explicitly talked about.
They got John Boyega to say.
Yeah, they explicitly talked about not wanting to split their player base, which is something a lot of people worry about when they do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which in code that basically means the maps are going to be free, but we're going to get you to pay something else, probably cosmetics, I assume, of some description. With it'd be cool if they could do I wonder if you could do it for that kind of game where it's a class-based game, obviously. Yeah. So could you have if you're playing as the clone troopers, you've got 7 types of clone trooper. You can have different helmets, but
I mean, yeah, you could.
I'm trying to see how you can inject cosmetics into that game that doesn't ruin.
I mean, just armor, flashes and stuff like that, stripes of color and all that sort of stuff.
It kind of have to be.
Well, the way they did it in Universe, right? is
I knew we were gonna end up here at some point.
It's they would have different colors on their helmets and different designs and stuff like that. There was the guy that just had the handprint over him. Yeah. You could just do that.
Yeah, it's totally. Easier. Yeah. But you can't. You couldn't go full on Overwatch and have this guy's got golden blaster and
you could.
Yeah, you totally could. Did they have cosmetics in Battlefield 1?
I think so. Battlefront 1.
Battlefront 1.
I don't think they did. No.
No, Battlefield 1.
Oh, you mean in?
I mean actual
Battlefield.
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield? I don't know.
Okay. But that would be the way they're going to do it.
Yeah, you could totally do that sort of stuff.
Which is cool.
And you could get skins that are here's this famous clone trooper where you could play as Nines or whatever you want to do.
But yeah, they had their influencers playing this thing. So we mentioned the Creators Cave at the start.
That influencer that did the commentary for Need for Speed.
Holy shit! Yeah. That was such a weird moment. So
feel sorry for that guy.
It felt so weird that it felt. I keep coming back to that the screenshot that keeps getting posted of who's the principal from The Simpsons? Skinner. Yeah. Skinner saying, "Are we wrong? No, it must be the kids that are wrong." Are we just so out of touch at this point?
I mean, maybe the actual youngsters these days actually might care about this sort of stuff. You
recognize as they were going through something.
Yeah, I watch enough YouTube and YouTube and Twitch to be able to say that
that's that dude.
Understand hey, look, there's that guy, there's that guy. But still
But crafting your whole press conference around because the whole thing about what they were talking about with their Creators Cave, which I hate
Creators Cave,
is that what they were talking about was basically all of your favorite Twitch celebrities will be there, streaming to their own channels.
Yeah, so they basically set up a giant LAN center, but also let all the Twitch people stream constantly
to their own channel.
Yeah,
which it seems like because you said
but that's smart because the reason that people the Twitch environment and all that sort of stuff is because you get connected to this one person.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And their personality and stuff like that. So
but does it ruin the? Like I'm just imagining, like in my head, the like you go 5 years in the future and you go like full on fucking dystopia, is that these press conferences are no longer shown. They're done through Twitch channels with those terrible fucking Twitch overlays in front of them, with fucking subscriber counts and like all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I understand that we are people creating content
at a base level. It's also like free advertising.
I mean, yes, totally. So, it's an interesting thing for them to outsource a chunk of their let's get people excited.
Hey, let's hype the game up by letting people that people care about play it.
That guy in the Need for Speed one it seemed genuinely like a technical failure, but that's what happened.
I don't know if that guy got not hung out to dry, but like got told, hey, you're going to do this, and then something happened.
Like I expected them to at least come on with a script of some description. Or not even a script, like here's the fucking bullet points.
Because that guy dead aired for like 3 seconds, and you don't do that.
And it felt like his teleprompter went or something like that. Or
like nerves got the better of him or something.
There's a whole bunch of
it was really sad.
But it's like that's the other side of this, right? Is that you're now dealing with people who don't have media training.
Yeah.
That don't have like
their entire way of talking to the outside world is through their
audience
webcam, and their audience would have a particular way of how they talk to each other.
And because they have an audience, because the audience enjoys the way that they talk, right? But the thing that like as all of these companies are starting to pivot towards like, why do we need press? Let's just talk directly to the people who have an audience already.
Yep.
Like you then need to be able to go, well, actually, these people are maybe not as polished as we are used to.
Yeah.
And we can't do a normal like. So what's your game? When's it coming out? How many weapons do you have? Like you can't do that anymore. Like it's a different. Does it have
multiplayer?
Does it have multiplayer? Like it's a very different environment now. So this is the start of them. Like they've obviously committed to this. So this is the start of them trying to smooth out those kinks. It seems like.
Yeah, it all depends on whether or not this like Twitch bubble that exists right now breaks over the next few years.
It's totally, which is going to be interesting to see, right? Is that if Twitch is still the same thing in 5 years, 5 years time, because it came out of nowhere so quick that it also might. I don't know. Yeah, and I understand we should probably say for the record, I understand there's a hypocrisy of us making our own stuff for YouTube and then decrying the use of people who make stuff for YouTube on these things, but I
think we're on a different level.
I am sufficiently confident the type of thing that we do is different from the type of thing that they do.
Yes, we are not a Twitch stream.
Yes, and I think if we were in that position,
you totally do it.
We would do it. Yeah, but you probably would do it, right?
You would do it, yeah. Of course you would.
Yeah, I don't know. But
if EA go, hey, we're going to give you this game early, and like only you and like 20 other people are going to be streaming it on Twitch, your numbers.
You would do it, but like if we were doing, or if I was doing it, at least I would make sure
you're going to break off on your own. Like,
fuck all y'all. I've got my own brand to worry about. Hashtag the Hat Man.
You'd be dead without me.
I would. You're right. But like, there needs to be like the things that I would value in that kind of stuff are the abilities for you to go. They paid for this whole thing.
Oh yeah, like make it really obvious.
Like trying to be
you
as. You
have to do that now.
That's the thing. So. Yeah, I'm sufficiently that we do a different thing than they do that I'm okay saying this is maybe, and the way we're getting it, like these guys do their thing, they do well.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
They do better than we will ever do. Go with God, right?
Yeah.
But that's the criticisms we're making are like maybe that's not how you want to run your press conference.
Yeah.
And that's the weakness.
But then that seems to be where like the whole press conference thing is going.
Totally. So that wasn't a press conference, as far as I was concerned. That was a.
It was about 45 minutes. Of
that
a
was
press
an
conference.
EA stream. Yeah. That's different. Like that's an EA sponsored. Like here's our 27 stream.
Sure.
It wasn't like dude speaking trailer.
Yeah,
it was like
gameplay demo.
And here's our online. Like it was weird. But so we have to go from here and think: are the rest of the conferences going to take this thing like what? Like obviously the next one happening is Bethesda. Do Bethesda have anything they can? Sorry, Microsoft. Yeah. Yes. But let's talk about like Microsoft could totally do something like that. They've got Gears, they've got
they could.
Forza, they've got all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't expect them to. But
could a Bethesda do that? Like, what do they have coming?
Quake Champions.
Quake Champions is about it, right? But they couldn't spin it the same way these guys are.
Yeah, they couldn't. Yeah. EA can do it because they're EA and they have these kind of like
Totally.
big multiplayer games that they can show off.
You could see
and
Ubisoft maybe following this path, like because they were the first ones that I saw that did it in a major wagering conference with the what's that pirate game you're super excited for?
Sea of Thieves.
When they got we got a bunch of YouTubers in and said,
Oh,
here's the
yeah,
thing.
I remember
which
that.
I thought was alright actually.
Yeah, that's fine,
because they captured the essence of what that game wanted, which is
Yeah.
have a pirate ship and mess about on it with your mates.
Yeah.
That's the thing they were
do
going
cool
for.
things on this dumb pirate ship.
Go get drunk and then jump on your ship. That's the kind of thing. So that kind of worked, but I'm glad they went full bore with it the way they did this year and not last year, where you have a bunch of YouTubers going over Battlefield 1. Because Battlefield 1 last year was already not good marketing.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you've got suddenly Bong Smoker 420 with his
big
channel
YouTuber,
going
what they did with Battlefield 1 last year was great, but for bad reasons. But
yes, but the marketing side of it, the EA marketing part of
was
it
awful.
was
Yeah,
bad.
it was really bad.
The thing after it with Battlefield 1 was bad, but good in
great,
a bad way. And then that whole marketing machine kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Bad.
So I'm glad when they did the full-on YouTube thing, they were like, okay, let's at least do it with Star Wars that people can get legitimately excited about and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of it. There wasn't a lot there.
No,
There wasn't a lot of surprises there apart from
No, they just kind of went, these are the things.
It's-
It was all the things that we kind of knew that they were gonna, apart from, what was the prison game?
Way Out.
Way Out was, even then we kind of knew about Way Out.
Did we?
We knew it was a name, right?
Oh yeah, we'd seen the name.
We
but
didn't know what it was, but we knew,
and it
we
was
knew who was
officially-
making it, and we knew the name. But
Yeah.
they didn't come out with and we're doing I guess Anthem, but we kind of knew that.
also we saw 8 seconds of that thing. Actually,
Yeah.
that's going to be tomorrow. We talk about, Monday. We talk about that.
Yeah.
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
See, schedules are all over the fucking.
Yeah, it's just wrecked our minds.
So yeah, EA playing it safe this year.
Yep.
We have our IPs that do well.
Mm-hmm.
We have our sports catalog. We have Battlefront. Here's a couple of new things. Seems like they're pivoting. They're not pivoting. They're doubling down on the original stuff. They said they had multiple EA Originals titles running.
Yeah.
Which is their indie thing.
Their
Their
indie thing.
Unravel and Foo. Did you say
Foo,
it was?
I think is what it was called.
Was that game from last
the
year?
weird Moon Fox thing.
The Moon Fox. Yeah, the Moon Fox
I think
game.
that's what it was.
Yeah. But yeah, very safe. EA
Yeah, it was
press
an
conference.
incredibly safe concert. But then they had their whole, we're just going to make this last for 4 hours and you can watch people play and all that sort of
Again,
stuff.
it wasn't a press conference.
No.
It was one of their streams. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, Microsoft tomorrow will be the next time we'll see us.
Yes.
We will.
After Microsoft have assumably talked about what Scorpio is and all that sort of
I
stuff.
just want to see Anthem. I really just want to see Anthem.
Well, get ready for them talking 40 minutes about what Scorpio is
Sure.
first.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. But yes, so we'll be back tomorrow with Microsoft and Bethesda.
Yep.
No, well, okay. We won't be doing Bethesda tomorrow because Bethesda starts at 5 a.m. our time.
not watching that
so we will
live.
watch it in the morning and do one of these the day after.
You'll get a lot on Monday.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff on Monday. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Until then, thank you for watching. We'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye-bye.